Patrick Donovan again from Weichert Realtors, and I'm here with Kim Watson. She's going to talk to us about FHA home loans and answer some questions you may have. You may be unsure of what FHA loan is and where to go. So Kim's going to talk to us about it today. And thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So the first question I'll say is, what is an FHA loan? Like, what is it?
Sure. FHA is a government-insured loan, and it is part of the Federal Housing Administration, and it's popular among first-time home buyers, but can be used by anybody, whether you're a first-time home buyer or not.
Oh, okay. Well, good. All right. So what would be the difference between a FHA loan and a conventional loan?
One of the main differences is going to be the down payment. On a conventional loan, you're going to need at least a 5% down payment.
Okay.
And with FHA, the down payment's only 3.5%.
That's good. You save it, 1.5%.
It's a big chunk of money.
Yeah, especially depending on the size home loan you get, that could be a significant amount of money.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So does FHA do refinancing or just new home loan purchases?
Yep, they do both actually. You can refinance with FHA and you can also purchase with FHA.
Okay, so if I have a conventional loan right now and I wanted to refinance to get some money out, I could do it with FHA?
Yeah, you sure can. And the good part about that is that you can possibly borrow more with FHA than with conventional. So that might be one of those reasons.
So maybe
want to go that route.
You wanted to borrow money to fix your roof, but then you can also go on a vacation, so that's pretty cool.
Hey, there you go.
All right. So what is the borrowing criteria for an FHA loan approval?
Sure. Minimum credit score with FHA with us is going to be a 600 credit score. So it's a lot less than what your conventional qualifier will be. That's usually about a 640 credit score.
Okay, all right. That's good. It's 40 points. That's pretty,
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
And when you're trying to raise your credit score, sometimes that 40 points makes a huge difference. So,
absolutely.
All right. So let's go on to the next question. So what are the advantages of using an FHA loan?
The main advantage is going to be that down payment. You don't have to come up with that full 5% down payment.
Okay.
One of the other great advantages of FHA loans is that you can have gift money. So if you have a family member willing to gift you money for down payment, that can be used as well.
And did you say, I know we talked about this before, but you were talking about having a co-borrower. You can do that with FHA loan. So what were you saying about that again?
Right. If you, for whatever reason it might be, and some folks, a lot of the ones that we see is that, maybe the person on the loan has some student loans out there, and they may not be in repayment, but there's times with FHA loans we have to factor that in a little bit. So if they have a parent or a family member willing to co-sign, and we can do that and be able to get them qualified for the house that they want with that person that doesn't even have to live in the house.
So if you're younger and you don't think you can afford a home, well, the FHA gives you that flexibility to have your parents or grandparents or whomever, best friend, maybe a really good friend, to co-sign you with a loan.
Right.
All right, cool. Are there any disadvantages to using FHA?
Now, this one depends on how you look at it, but FHA does charge an upfront mortgage insurance premium. Okay. It's based on a percentage. It's 1.75% of the loan amount that they charge for using their program. However, that is financed into the mortgage itself, so it doesn't raise the amount of money that you would need to bring to closing. Okay,
so basically, if you have a $100,000 loan, you need $1,750 to get. It would be funded into the loan.
Absolutely, and that only changes a payment by $5.
One less latte. Okay, I got it.
I don't know. I like that latte.
Well, I mean, it's only one a month.
That's true.
What you said, you only need a 600 credit score to qualify for the loan. And, life happens, so people can't always, they don't have perfect credit. I understand that. I don't have perfect credit either. So oftentimes what we find is people are trying to pre-qualify themselves. What would you say about that? People trying to pre-qualify themselves for loans in the housing market?
Yeah, there's so many variables in getting qualified for a mortgage that I would always strongly encourage you, just give me a call. It's really painless. It's a simple process to find out if you can qualify for a loan or not. And a lot of those qualifications take place the same day that we have the conversation.
And, you don't know if you don't know. I mean, if you try to qualify yourself for a loan and think, oh, I can't afford it, I mean, Kim can tell you whether you can afford it or not. So I always think it's good to call, a lender and ask them whether or not they qualify for a loan. What are the property or house requirements for the FHA?
With FHA, it's a little bit stricter as far as what the appraiser is going to look at for the property itself.
Okay.
So what they want to make sure, and it's structural items as well as a few cosmetic things. They're just really making sure that a new homeowner getting into a brand new house isn't going to have a financial burden of having significant home repairs. So they're going to look for things like, how old is the roof? Is the roof in good shape? If there's a crack in a window, they're going to want that fixed.
Right, locks on doors,
Absolutely.
safety things.
Absolutely.
And that alleviates, you the borrower from having to, already had a hard time maybe possibly getting credit to buy the house, and then now you're going to have to finance a new roof. The FHA protects you from having to deal with that, so it's
Right.
really good.
It's a great thing.
All right, so how do I find the current FHA mortgage rates?
Well, you're going to definitely want to give me a call for anything involving interest rates.
Okay. Why is that? I see on the internet I qualify for 3.5% financing. So, I mean, I don't know why I'd even need to call you. Why would I need to call you when I already qualify for 3.5% on the interwebs?
The interwebs is a great place. However, it's not a great place to find rates. So you're going to always want to talk to someone. That 3 and 5%, 3.5, it always comes with some type of criteria. And usually that criteria is in the teeny tiny print at the bottom of the screen or dug deep into a couple pages back. And most folks do not qualify for that 3.5%.
So the stars have to align and
just perfectly, and yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Maybe if you have perfect credit, you qualify for 3.5. Right?
Usually the criteria I see is an 800 score is the assumption for that you're putting 25% down on the house.
Okay.
Yeah, things like that.
Yeah. If you have $25,000 to put down a $100,000 house, then maybe. Okay. All right. Do I have to pay closing costs with the FHA mortgage loan?
Yeah, like any other loan, that there are costs involved with an FHA loans. There's always going to be closing costs. There's going to be fees that have to go to the appraiser, the attorney for doing title work. There's going to be recording fees, things of that nature. Same with any other loan.
And Kim will talk you through all that stuff when you're sitting with her, right?
Yes,
I would
absolutely.
assume. And make sure you know everything you're paying for, because we don't want you to be afraid during the buying process, right?
No.
I don't want buyer's remorse.
No, that's the worst.
Not at all. So we'll walk through all the fees with you and everything, so you know what to bring closing and all that good stuff. Another one of the questions that we have is, what are the FHA mortgage limits and how do they work?
Sure. Limits are based on the county that you're buying in. So you're definitely going to want to give us a call and we can look up those limits for you based on where you're looking at to buy a house.
So if you're looking at buying Chatham or Effingham or whatever, make sure you call Kim so she can help you out.
Absolutely.
Well, it's been great today. Thank you for coming out and explaining the FHA loans to us.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that.
Thank
and
you.
If you need one, definitely you know where to go. If you need to buy a house, come to me first, and then I'll send you over Kim's way. Or you can do it vice versa, whichever way you want to do it. But thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.